Well, I want to tell you a story. The story of how my life totally transformed from cows to country music. Let me explain. Up until just a few years ago, I was a full-time dairy farmer. But like many small dairy farmers in our country today, I found that I was simply too small to compete. So in the spring of 2022, I made the very difficult and painful decision to shut down my fourth generation dairy farm, which meant having to sell my beautiful and beloved Guernsey cows. I loved those cows with all my heart. In fact, I thought of them more as friends and family members than I ever did as mere farm animals. Can you imagine, ladies and gentlemen, I have had more in-depth, meaningful conversations with some of my cows than I've ever had with most human beings. So having to say goodbye to my girls, well, that was the single hardest thing I ever faced in my life. In the days and weeks that followed the sale, I was, in a word, heartbroken. I sank into a deep depression, not even knowing what I would do next in life. I had no plan B. But fortunately for me, in the midst of my heartache and pain, I was able to turn to an old friend for comfort and relief, my guitar. I set out to put into words exactly what I was feeling. The song that emerged has a simple two-word title. But those two words, well, they not only represent and symbolize everything that was wrong with my life at that time, but they also very succinctly name my pain. Empty Barn. Now, writing Empty Barn was an extremely cathartic, therapeutic experience in and of itself, and left to my own devices, that's probably as far as it would have gone. But I made the mistake of playing it for a female friend of mine, and she insisted that I record it and put it up on my farm's Facebook page, on the off chance that someone might actually want to listen to it. So I took out my guitar, recorded it into my smartphone, and put it up there. I was shocked to find that just a few hours later, it had been downloaded over 300 times. And my immediate reaction was to say, oh great, now 300 some people know what an emotional sap I really am. But it only went downhill from there, because that post started to get shared, and within 24 hours, it had been downloaded over 1,000 times. And the next day, 1,000 times more, and the next day, 1,000 times more. And it just kept going and going and going. My little smartphone recording of Empty Barn had gone viral. And again, if left to my own devices, that's probably as far as it would have gone. But this time, fate intervened. And somehow, within just 6 short weeks of having written Empty Barn, I found myself in an iconic Nashville recording studio, recording it professionally with some of the greatest studio musicians on the planet. Folks, you can't make this stuff up. A viral video would follow, along with my debut album and a tour. My story got a lot of national press, garnering me legions of new fans and opening the door to my new career as an independent country music artist, and now as a professional speaker. So you see, I really did have a plan B. It just took a lot of blood, sweat, tears, pain, anguish, and vulnerability to find the door that opened to it. So I want to leave you with a thought, and that is that I believe that most of us, if not all of us, have a deep-seated pain in here. Call it your empty barn, whatever it may be. You saw what happened in my life when I named my pain and got on the other side of it. This incredibly unlikely but true tale of going from cows to country music. So my question for you is, what might lie on the other side of your pain? And my challenge for you is simply this: how will you transform the empty barn in your life? Thank you.